2020 has been an interesting year, to say the least. First or most important thing that has happened thus far is certainly COVID-19. And it has caused us to be restricted. We're on lockdown for a while, some serious quarantine. During that time, we didn't have the opportunity to see family and friends. So there was no school. In some cases, we had to work from home. We couldn't go to any places of worship. And therefore, in many instances, we were starved of human interaction, apart from your kids. This made us recognize the importance of friendships and relationships in general, of family ties and the bridges or bonds that we have as family. It made us look to our neighbors, those neighborhood WhatsApp groups, which would tell us the COVID deals, COVID specials that were on, the stores that actually had hand sanitizer still. It allowed us to have time and to actually look at our neighbors when we told them good evening or good afternoon, while of course maintaining social distancing. Because at this point we had a lot of time, we had nothing else to do. We checked upon those who were vulnerable, whether it was making a phone call or sending a WhatsApp message. For those who actually had a chance to see neighbors, those smiles were brighter, and the interactions, though limited by distance, were actually much brighter than they were in the past. The bonds we had with our neighbors, with those around us, were strengthened during this time. And now the restrictions have been lifted. During this time, a number of countries are having elections. Jamaica, the United States, Trinidad and Tobago. Let us not forget that we have more in common than we have differences. Let us not forget that we have more in common than we have differences. Let us not forget our humanity. When we lent and received support from our neighbors a few weeks ago, during the more challenging time of the COVID period, during that time when we had a lot less interaction with persons around us, or persons in general, no one cared if they were man or woman, no one cared about their race, and certainly no one cared about their political persuasion. Let us not wait until there's a natural disaster or another lockdown for us to respect each other regardless of our differences of opinion. Let us not forget that a few days ago we were in lockdown, looking for and desiring human interaction. If heaven forbid you had to go to the hospital and you needed a blood transfusion when you got there, neither your sex, your race, and certainly not your political persuasion has anything to do with the type of blood that you need. Let us remember a few weeks ago when it didn't matter. We understood that it didn't matter. The challenges we have with COVID-19 continue. So now is certainly not the time for us to become divided. Let us disagree, but be able to move beyond our differences. Let us recognize that our humanity transcends sex, race, or political persuasion. Come on, guys. We're better than that. Be safe.